Material sources. Many paintings and statues are the main sources of modern Indian history. What are the main sources of Indian history? Paintings and statues are the main sources of Indian history. Okay. They give us a lot of information and the achievement of national leaders and historical personalities. These material sources itself, we gather information about national leaders and historical personalities. Okay. Historical buildings like Saint Francis Church at Cochin, Saint Louis Fort at Pondicherry, Saint George Fort in Madras, Saint David Fort in Kadalur, India Gate, Parliament House, President House in New Delhi, etc. are the different styles and techniques of Indian architecture. These are the examples for material sources. Okay. Where is located St. Louis Fort? St. Louis Fort is located in Pondicherry. Okay. Where is located St. Francis Church? St. Francis Church is located in Cochin. Other objects and materials of religious, cultural and historical value are collected and preserved in museums. The material sources collected and keep safely in the museums. Museum means in Tamil word Arangachiyakam. These museums helps to preserve and promote our cultural heritage. What are the help of museums? To save of the goods. At the same time, to promote our cultural heritage. Okay. The National Museum in Delhi is the largest museum in India, which was established in 1949. Where is located our National Museum? Our National Museum is located in Delhi. That is the largest museum also. Okay, it is established in the year 1949. Coins. Coins are a good source to know about administrative history. Coins itself, we know the past administrative history. Okay. The first coinage in modern India under the crown was issued in 1862. The first coinage issued in the year 1862. Okay. Edward VII ascended after Queen Victoria and the coins issued by him bore his model. The Reserve Bank of India was formally set up in 1935. Who issued the coin now? Reserve Bank of India. First, the Reserve Bank formally set up in the year 1935 and was empowered to issue Government of India notes. Thereafter, to issue the rupee note also. The first paper currency issued by RBI in January 1938 was 5 rupee notes bearing the portrait of King George VI. RBI issued the first rupee note, 5 rupee note in the year 1938. Okay. It is one of the important one mark question. Do you know? In 1690, in the year 1690, Fort St. David's was built by the British in Kadalur. Okay, in the year 1690, Fort St. David. It is the name of the fort. St. David was built by the British in the place of Kadalur. Okay. Advent of the Europeans. In which situations European countries arrival of India? We will discuss in the topic now. Listen. After the capture of Constantinople by the Turks in Anno Domini CE 1453, the land route between India and Europe was closed. The Turks captured Constantinople in the year 1453. That is important one mark question. During the period, India and Europe between the land route was closed. Okay. The Turks penetrated into North Africa and the Balkan Peninsula. Penetrated means ஊடுருவல். So, the Turks penetrated into North Africa and the Balkan Peninsula. It became imperative on the part of the European nations to discover new sea routes to the east. European countries to discover new sea routes to the east side. Okay. Portugal. Amongst the entire European nations, Portugal was the foremost to make a dynamic attempt to discover a sea route to India. In all the European nations, Portugal interested to discover a sea route to India. Okay. Prince Henry of Portugal, who is commonly known as the navigator. He is called as the name of navigator. Encouraged his countrymen to take up the adventurous life of exploring the unknown regions of the world. Prince Henry called as the name of navigator. That is one of the one mark question. Then he was interested to find the unknown regions of the world. Okay. Bartholomew Dias, a Portuguese sailor, reached the southernmost point of Africa in 1487. He was patronized by the King John II. Bartholomew Dias was a first Portuguese sailor. He reached the southernmost point of Africa in the year 1487. This is one of the important one mark question. Who patronized Bartholomew Dias? Bartholomew Dias was patronized by the King John II. Okay. Vasco da Gama. Vasco da Gama, another Portuguese sailor, reached the southernmost point of Africa, and he continued his journey to Mozambique, from where he sailed to India with the help of an Indian pilot. Vasco da Gama was the second Portuguese sailor. He reached the southernmost point of Africa. Thereafter, he continued his journey with the help of Indian pilot. Okay. In Anno Domini 1498, he reached Calicut, where he was cordially received by King Zamarin, the ruler of Calicut. Vasco da Gama reached the place of Calicut in the year 1498. That is one of the important one mark question. That period, the Calicut ruler, King Zamarin, received Vasco da Gama. Okay. A second Portuguese navigator, Pedro Alvarez Cabral, sailed towards India, following the route discovered by Vasco da Gama with 13 ships and a few hundred soldiers in 1500. Who was the second Portuguese navigator? Pedro Alvarez Cabral. It is one of the important one mark question. Who was the first Portuguese navigator? Prince Henry was the first Portuguese navigator. The Pedro Alvarez Cabral with 13 ships and a few hundred soldiers reached Calicut in the year 1500. Okay. On his arrival at Calicut, this arose conflicts between the Portuguese and King Zamarin. Few hundred soldiers reached Calicut with 13 ships. So, the Portuguese soldiers and King Zamarin between came for the conflicts. Okay. Vasco da Gama came to India for the second time in 1501 with 20 ships and founded a trading center at Cananur. Vasco da Gama first came to India in the year 1498. Thereafter, he came to second time in India in the year 1501. Okay, it is one of the one mark question. Then he founded a trading center at Cananur. This is also a one of the one mark question. One after another, they established factories at Calicut and Cochin. King Zamarin attacked the Portuguese in Cochin but was defeated. Cochin was the first capital of the Portuguese East India Company. The Portuguese East India Company set up capital as a Cochin. Okay. The third voyage of Vasco da Gama was in 1524. So, third time also Vasco da Gama came to India in the year 1524. He soon fell ill, and in December 1524 he died in Cochin. So the Vasco da Gama 3 times came to India. So the Portuguese, most of the Portuguese came to India with the help of the Vasco da Gama. So the Indian ruler King Jamarin and the Portuguese between came on the war. Okay. Francisco de Almeida 1505 to 1509. In 1505, Francisco de Almeida was sent as the first governor for the Portuguese possessions in India. Almeida had the aim of developing the naval power of the Portuguese in India. His policy was known as the Blue Water Policy. Listen. Francisco de Almeida was the first governor, Portuguese governor came to India. Okay. His aim to developing the naval power for the Portuguese in India. So, his policy was known as the name of Blue Water Policy. As the Portuguese tried to break the Arabs' monopoly of Indian Ocean trade, it negatively impacted on the trade interests of Egypt and Turkey. Listen, the Portuguese naval power prohibited to the Arab trade. Thereafter, that negatively that one affected for the Egypt and Turkey's trade interests also. Okay. Sultans of Bijapur and Gujarat were also apprehensive of the expansion of Portuguese control of ports, which led to an alliance between Egypt, Turkey and Gujarat against Portuguese invaders. Already Egypt and Turkey affected by the Portuguese. So, Sultans of Bijapur and Gujarat were supported to the Egypt and Turkey at the same time against the Portuguese expansion. Okay.